FM HD4. It's the Cindy's Choice Show. You can also catch us on TuneIn Radio. Download that app and catch Nooga Radio anywhere, anytime. Shoutcast. We're live streaming on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. And on Facebook as well. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. Nooga Radio. And I am Cindy. It's Cindy's Choice. Positive impact in our community. And today we want to make a positive impact on your health, because I make a positive impact. Cindy's Choice makes a positive impact by supporting community initiatives, for one. That's my passion, with a special focus on cultivating community collaboration. Folks, we can do so much more together. And again, it's not just about coming together to save more. It's coming together because we can save more in order to contribute more and do more together. This is a special focus of mine. I share a little bit about my story. I shared a little bit in the beginning about having I was experiencing abandonment issues, neglected as a child. I wasn't raised with a healthy network of support. When you don't have that example, you don't recognize. It takes a while to recognize when you're repeating cycles that it has a lot to do with your network. And that's why it's a major passion of mine to build healthy networks. There's a lot of people out there on their own, especially when it comes to businesses, and especially when it comes to our health. We are overwhelmed with information. I don't dare Google anything anymore. You get so much information, you get confused really quick. So I'm trying to I'm collaborating as many trusted sources as I can find, so I can be that go-to person with ways to help people. And health is centric. I've shared my story. It shut me down for years. I went years where I was not able to work. I was actually, I qualified for disability and was part of that process, but something deep inside of me just knew there were a lot of people like me that were limited because of their health, but could still make an impact. Are still very capable people that can take care of themselves if you have the right network of support to be able to help each other do that. So that's what I'm creating. I know a lot of people can relate to that. And Jim Vesper's back here with me. Thank you, Jim, for hanging the whole hour with me.
You're more than welcome.
And what I love talking about health and Cindy's Choice. Cindy's Choice is chicken salad chick. I appreciate so much that Josh Patton, that owns the 3 locations here in town, sponsors this show and is a part of our Cindy's Choice collaboration. But I love the fact, I market their catering. They're a great catering option. But how awesome it is that it's a healthy food. I have a very limited diet, as you know, Jim. And there's a lot I just can't eat. It will make me sick. But you know what? I can eat chicken salad chick. So I love that we're talking about health and the classic Carol recipe. There's 12 different recipes of chicken salad chick, and a lot of yummy recipes. But the classic Carol is 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten. And so any of the other recipes are just adding something to that. So I love Cranberry Kelly, where they're just adding cranberries and almonds to the classic Carol. So it's very healthy food, and I just love that. And they just opened their 3rd location at Erlanger. I'm loving there. I'm hanging at Erlanger a lot. Jim and I are heading there today. There in the Commons area in front of the kiosk is a great space for meeting. Folks, if you have downtown meetings, it's only $1 to park at the Erlanger Mall. And there's a great space there with Wi-Fi and plenty of outlets to plug in computers. It's a very nice atmosphere. I love the culture over there at Erlanger. Really wonderful people.
Yes, and I got to second your opinion about the classic Carol. That was the one I had most recently, and it was delicious. Absolutely. I didn't even know it had that profile too. That makes me even like it even more.
Right. It's nothing fancy. It's just good. But you can get it on a BLT. You can get it on a salad. There's just a bunch of different ways that you can get it. Wonderful catering option. Again, check out Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. And now, Jim, I want to jump back in because there's so many things. And again, I'm just talking about my personal experience with the illness that I've had, where literally stress almost killed me. But it create the stress on top of the childhood conditioning from being in perpetual danger a lot. It conditioned me to have a stress-induced personality. And I've learned to manage that. And a lot of that is a whole spiritual testimony that I'm always eager to share, but we just don't have enough time for all that. But a key thing is pain. Was pain for me. Like I said, I was on 90 milligrams of morphine, 60 milligrams in the morning and 3 10-milligram pains for 3 years. And they switched me to morphine because the Oxycontin that was horrible. It was making me crazy. Literally, I was having these rage fits, and it was just really bad stuff. And but a lot what helped me get off the medications were TENS units. Are you familiar?
I am.
And I actually had to wear one on my belt, and you have little patches, and I'd have to move those patches around all day because it would take the pain away, but the pain would come back. And it's great technology because it was something I could do where I wasn't having to take a pill, take and mask the symptoms or trying to fix it. And but this is different, right? This is that wasn't really inducing circulation. It's been explained to me before, but I'm not very technical, so I don't understand it. But when I use them, it was explained to me why it works, and it made sense.
Right, and I can touch on that I think at a level that most people will understand by giving a couple of analogies. Most of us could understand if you have a couple of cars sitting in the parking lot and you're looking out and you've got an old Gremlin sitting in the lot, and then pulls up next to it as a Ferrari. Okay, they're both cars. Okay,
right.
There's a little more advanced technology and capability and horsepower in a new, right off the lot Ferrari.
For some reason, I'm picturing the Ferrari red.
Yeah, it probably should be red. If you're going to spend that kind of money to have one, probably red is your color. But the way that the generations of device design have worked with Beamer Corporation is that they have been able to completely validate the improvements and the carryover impacts on circulation with each succeeding generation of their device as it's rolled out. Now, I mentioned the pulse electromagnetic field. Okay, the Beamer system actually uses that as a carrier, if you will. I liken it to a note that's played on the radio, and it's broadcast, and within that note there can be different pitches, or let's say just a song. Let's say your favorite song. Within that song, there are a variety of notes that are played. There are maybe different instruments involved. What a good visual analogy to describe is that other devices that use pulse electromagnetic field systems, those systems they're like one instrument. They have one type of signal. There are 4 prominent types of signals that are used in that industry, if you will, for these types of devices. What's your favorite instrument? Did you play anything as a kid? Did you?
No, but I love guitars and pianos.
Okay. All right. So let's say you're a pianist, and my daughter plays a little piano. She also plays violin. But my impression in the image I'm trying to create is, imagine that you had the sound that was made by a piano, and that's beautiful for what it is, and it has certain attractiveness to it. But then you put in a violin, and then you drop in a horn section, and then you multiply that by having three pianos and 3 violins and a cello, and you have a symphony. And the power of a symphony, that sound delivered, as contrasted by a single terrific pianist, they're night and day.
Oh my God, that's a powerful I love your analogies, Jim. That is powerful, because if you've ever, the symphony experience is indescribable.
Yes.
It's something you just have to experience to feel that power that comes from that.
It is, and the impact of hearing that signal and having it impact your body is demonstrated in the clinical studies that we have that show that if you apply this device to your body for 8 minutes, that your microcapillaries open up and your circulatory system is roughly going to be about 25% above what your normal baseline circulation will be for 12 full hours after you have heard this signal and had this signal put through your body. This field put into your body, and it influences in that dramatic way. So unlike other systems that have a certain level of impact that may last for 20 minutes afterwards or maybe an hour, and our studies show this and can contrast what our study does. The Ferrari, just keep in mind what a Ferrari can do on the highway versus a Gremlin, and you'll have a good idea of the differences in what our technology does and the patents that we've earned with it, and the fact that NASA says, you guys, we want to work with you and we like what your systems do. And
that, the very first time, that was demonstrated to me with one experience with the Beamer, and it was a Friday afternoon. And as you know, I had taken a fall in the tub, of all things, 2 days before this. And my shin, from just above my ankle all the way up to below my knee, you remember, the blue and the purple were just starting to really come through. And I remember, and I had some shoulder pains, that stress, tense shoulder pain. So you had me sit in the whole chair. But you put direct treatment.
There's an applicator that we put on that spot.
On that spot. So immediately after my session, the shoulder pain was just gone. That was gone. But it was so funny because 11 p.m. that night, I'm still like going strong. And I'm a high energy person. I've usually worn myself out by then. And I'm texting you at 11 p.m. Oh my gosh. Because, and I remember when you were strapping that on me, I was like, careful, careful, careful. It was so sensitive and so sore. I mean, it was a bad fall. It was a scary fall.
Right.
And I remember texting you, oh my gosh, that 80% of my bruise was completely gone. I mean, there was no pain in the center where he put it. There was a little bit of bruising left at the bottom, a little bit of bruising at the top. Now, it was 2 weeks before I got to use the Beamer again, and you applied it on that next spot. Those spots were still there. I would have had that whole bruise for all that time. So you applied it on that bigger spot that was left. That evening, that just blew me away. And not to mention, it took me a while to recognize too that I felt better. Friday, I'm tired on Fridays. I'm tired today. Friday, I run hard all week. So to have that kind of energy to still be up at 11 p.m., texting you and it was just like, this works. I am really excited about this.
Yeah, here another the sort of the science behind this that is just interesting and demonstratably different is that the normal PEMF device will create approximately 300 stimulations in your body per second, and that seems like a lot. I mean, 300 distinct stimulating effects with the signal that other system creates. However, a Beamer system with its blended signal will actually have 4 times as many stimulations per second going through you. So you're getting 1,200 stimulations per second with this patented technology that creates the kinds of feelings and impact that you're going to be able to demonstrate.
4 times.
4 times.
So what is this right here? What is this, like current technology, would you say?
Yeah, there are 4 different types of signals that the typical PEMF device will create. They'll choose a sinusoidal, a trapezoidal, a triangular, or sawtooth variety of signal. And those individually only generate about 300 stimulations per second.
So Beamer combines these?
Yes.
And then
we found the perfect symphony of blend of these signals, locked that pattern in, and saw these incredible benefits that we've had high-level people who are experts. There's a gentleman by the name of Dr. Klopp who has spent the majority of his adult life studying microcapillary circulation, and he was commissioned by the German government to do a study on PEMF devices to see how efficacious they were going to be in their socialist medicine setting that they want to have as few sick people as they can have, to see if they found some distinct difference or benefits from PEMF therapy. Well, the Beamer Corporation did not know that what theirs was one of like 7 devices that were being analyzed in this independent study.
Right.
And as his results came back, he was blown away by the comparative difference with the Beamer's technology and what it delivered. And he knocked on their door after that study and says, how are you guys doing what you're doing? I want to know how this is happening, because he was, again, a doctor with as many letters behind his name as the alphabet holds,
right,
and said, hey, I need to see this for myself, how this is happening. And he, in fact, ultimately came on and was commissioned by our company because he said that he could improve on our version 2.0, which he did, and now we have a version 3.0 that has these really wonderful lasting effects on the circulation.
This is so awesome. And someone, like I said, that when I got sick, it really pulled the rug out from under me, because I went from being very healthy, very vibrant, getting a whole lot done, serial entrepreneur, single momming it, you know, national award-winning salesperson, just, you know, super mom, to down for the count in you know, almost immediately. So this is so exciting to be able to share something with people that can be so beneficial to their health in so many different aspects. And I love the symphony analogy, because that's collaboration. That's what that is.
Yes,
and look what happens when you have managed collaboration. So I'm going to steal that analogy. Sorry. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful analogy.
Mm-hmm.
But I know another key thing that we mentioned, like I mentioned in the first part of the show, when I was talking about how what I realized now about my childhood trauma. When there's trauma and abuse, it doesn't just affect your mind. I came out, like I said, it was good crazy, but came out of my childhood a little crazy, very A-type, very driven, major perfectionist type personality. But it can seriously affect your body too. And one of the symptoms I listed, issues with sleep. And I know that you have you've tested, and I love that you have a 40-day test period that was focused on your sleeping. Yes. And is it all right for me to ask you a little bit about that?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And real quick, so I want to make sure we don't run out of time, but I'm sorry to interrupt you. I do want to let folks know that if you are interested in more information on the PEMF solutions, here I wrote it down, the Pulse Electromagnetic Field Solutions, call Jim at 423-714-0005. That's 714-0005. And you can always reach out to me, Cindy at cindyschoice.com, Cindy at cindyschoice.com. But I wanted to get that in there, Jim, before, in case we run out of time. But share about the sleep sessions that you were doing.
Okay, one of the 5 international patents that the Beamer Corporation holds is for a sleep program. And the importance of restful sleep during the night when your body heals itself, takes things that are not supposed to be there, flushes toxins from your system, prepares them to be removed from your body, and going into a deep, deep REM sleep.
Jim, we have a call.
Okay.
Hello, caller. You're on the air, 92.7 Cindy's Choice.
Yeah, good show. Pulse Electromagnetic Field. I was catching. Are you talking about the system whereby you're cured with magnetism?
No, sir. No, sir. We actually are talking about a delivery methodology that creates a signal rather than pulling with magnets. And I'm familiar with magnet therapy too. This is a different technology altogether.
So basically, what it does is it covers your body in different electromagnetic fields or wavelengths.
Yeah, the signal, we're using the delivery tool of the field to put a particular gas.
Well, let me give you a personal testimony. I've seen it work. And I'm a skeptic. I don't believe anything. I'm like Ronald Reagan. Trust and verify.
Me too.
My favorite president.
A operation, and she had tremendous lightning. Let me tell you, it had nothing to do with you. I've never met you. I'm just saying, I'm giving you personal testimony here. Nothing worked. She sat in this chair to get this therapy you're talking about. And 30 minutes later, the pain was gone and never came back. And this was after the removal of her colon. It was a major operation. And nothing worked. And I read about this. It's used on athletes, so on and so forth.
Yes.
I don't know how it works. I know you're explaining it, but I can tell you, it's not a placebo, because she was in pain that was. She had time she would go, and of course, she died. The pain was so great. Nothing was stopping it. Nothing was, and this did it in
Hey, caller, I'm going to have one in hand very soon, and I'm happy to share more with you because it helps in so many different ways. And it's something, like I said, I shared it earlier in the show with circulation has been a key part of holding me back from optimum health and getting my health. And I know this, and I'll keep you posted in future shows. This is going to be the turnaround for me.
Thanks for your testimonial. I appreciate that. And he's right. He's right. Actually, there are over 1,000 professional and Olympic athletes that endorse and utilize the Beamer technology, including Justin Gatlin. Many of you may remember he is the world's fastest man from 2017. He ran at the University of Tennessee and has been in around track and sprinting track at a very, very high level for over a decade. But back in 2016, prior to the Rio Olympics, he sent a letter to corporate with a picture of him holding his device, his Beamer device, and said, "This device has been instrumental in my ability to train as hard as I need to train. So at 34 years of age, he can recover in a way that allows him to stay at the most elite level of sprinting in the world."
Yes, and thank you for mentioning that because we're almost out of time. So I want to have you back to talk about the sleep thing because that's a huge challenge for so many people.
Sure.
But it's not just about healing from something or pain relief or whatever that might, your chronic fatigue or whatever it might be, but just getting the optimum health, like someone that's active all the time and runs all the time can still benefit from extended circulation sessions.
Absolutely. I think it's very telling that the Beamer Corporation does not pay for any endorsements that they get. So when you have over 1,000 individuals at that level of elite fitness and competition saying, "Me too, this is helping me be the best I can be," then it should also open the eyes of a lot of the competitive athletes in this area, the trainers for those people, the coaches, because this technology is certainly very affordable and can deliver on its promises.
All right, listeners, I want to remind you can contact Jim at 714-0005. That's 423-714-0005. Join me next week. I'm honored to have Dr. Cromie with the Chattanooga Allergy Clinics is going to join me, and Jed Miskine, our local celebrity here that's now the marketing manager or marketing person for Erlanger Health Systems. They're going to be joining me on the show. So that'll kind of continue. You're going to have to come hang out with us, Jim. That'll kind of continue our health theme. And then the following week, Chief Roddy is going to join me. I'll have him on for the full hour, and he can fill it. He's great. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and join us back next week, Fridays at 11 a.m. on 92.7 FM. That's a wrap.